We have some funny stories on Wyatt, though.
I think he was a little weak, but he was trotting beside
Except
the
apparently,
steer.
if you look my name up on Google AI, this one was on his way over there, so I had to beat him.
Pretty previously, because he practices shoot dogging with us. If y'all know,
I'm the original.
All right, before we start the podcast, Wyatt, can you kick us off with a Bible verse?
Yeah, boy, cowboy. This is coming from Genesis chapter 32, verse 10. I am not worthy of the least of all the deeds of steadfast love and all the faithfulness that you have shown to your servant. For with only my staff I crossed the Jordan, and now I have become two camps.
That's good. All right, as y'all noticed, we have guest Wyatt that we talked about in our first podcast ever, and we've been trying to make a podcast for a while now, but we finally got us all three together. And if you can notice, we're in a horse trailer because we're at a rodeo right now. All right.
Yeah, boy, putting hurting on him.
All right, so first topic we're going to be talking about is actually Wyatt himself. So tell us about you, since you're a YouTube celebrity.
Yeah, this isn't my first time on YouTube. I don't even know if it's up anymore. My first time was with a buddy from church, but I think he took the video down because it got 4 views and 3 of them were me and 1 of them was him. So I don't even know if that one's up anymore. And the other time was a while back. I did a sermon at a rodeo, and that video's up. It's just my name, Wyatt Draffin, and rodeo church or something like that. I don't remember. But if you look up my name, it's the only thing that comes up. Except apparently, if you look my name up on Google AI, one of my friends did that at school, and it pulled up my entire every rodeo I've been to in the last 2 years.
How did it know?
Facebook.
Oh.
It knew about Milan from last year. It knew I won the youth division in speed because they put it on their Facebook because I won.
Good job. Cool.
Yep.
So we have some funny stories on Wyatt though, because he practices shoot dogging with us. If y'all know,
I'm the original.
If y'all watched our first podcast ever, we talked a lot about Wyatt. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm infamous at this point.
Yeah.
Not famous, infamous. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Do you know the difference, Weston?
Yes.
Okay. Just make sure.
Yeah. And just so you know, whenever you hear Case do that, he's making fun of how I laugh.
And whenever I can't do what Case does, so I just do the Woody Woodpecker.
Okay, back to what we was talking about the day we shoot dogged literally all day. At lunch, we had Domino's for pizza. And Wyatt hadn't been doing too good that day. And he was trotting. I think he was a little weak, but he was trotting beside the steers. But we hollered, pizza was here. Talk about sprinting across the full arena. He said, pizza! He sounded like the Cookie Monster, but for pizza.
Yeah, I remember that story. And, every once in a while I have a bad day practicing, but, everybody does. And they call me Forrest Gump because once in a while I'll kind of forget what I'm doing and I'll run a little bit more and I'm supposed to take it a little farther.
I call him Gomer Pyle.
Well, so that happens every once in a while, and it had just happened. And so they were like, and Mr. PR, coach, mentor, you called it sensei in the last one? Because I watched the last one. It was pretty good, I guess. I wasn't in it, so it wasn't that good.
It was better without him.
Whoa.
But, yeah, and they hollered pizza was here, and I get pretty hungry throughout the day, so I was like, well, shoot. So I knew this one was on his way over there, so I had to beat him.
Pretty previously.
I'm fat, but I'm not that bad.
So previously we had a practice, all right. Wyatt had a pretty lively steer, all right. It was a brown one. Okay, he ran with it all the way down the arena, and then he started coming back around the arena. He wasn't hooking up on the horns yet and throwing it, and he started nearly getting on the steer, and it started bucking with him, and his feet weren't on the ground anymore.
It turned funny and got up under my hip, so I was riding it but sideways, and it was just bouncing on me. But then I got my wits about me and threw it.
And he threw it and said, "Who's your daddy?"
No, that's a different one. It was the same steer, but the first day Mr. PR had that steer, it had taken me I tried it. It got me. It got hard neck, which is where when you get it down, it don't want to go.
It braced up.
Yeah, it braced up on me, and I just couldn't get it down. Well, finally, they threw it a few times, and I got on it, and I put the hurting on it. So, basically, I finally got it down, and I felt so good. I jumped up, and I I can't even remember what I did. I did something with my hand and just went, "Who's your daddy?"
He went, "Who's your daddy?"
We thought about making that my little thing because they talked about Easton is the other kid we throw steers with, and he has a thing where he throws it and he takes his hat and throws it up in the air and flexes with his little yeah. And so we thought about making that my thing, but then we thought that might not sit well with some people.
Yeah. Hey, we're actually at a rodeo right now. And so it was actually a dress up rodeo. And I got my Sasquatch costume that y'all probably seen a lot in my YouTube shorts. And apparently I won second because we had a costume parade.
His sister was the Sasquatch hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were on one horse. It looked funny.
And Wyatt, his costume was a little different too.
So I had my head wrapped up in like vet wrap. I had an arm sling on, and I had a black eye, a cut, and a bloody nose with some just kid paint. And I had a sign around my horse's neck that said "For sale, great with kids." I actually had somebody try to buy the horse. Like they didn't realize it was a joke, and I actually tried to buy it for a barrel horse. I told them no because it's my roping horse. So
didn't you have the makeup on when they asked you that?
Yeah.
So
it's like clearly for a costume, and they're just like, "That about your horse?" And like, no.
All right, Case. Do you have any funny stories on Wyatt?
So Wyatt, he used to, ever since he's gotten good over the summer, but before he would get in the chute, and I don't know how he got rid of this habit, but he would get in the chute and go. So we called him Gorilla Man because of it. You've heard me mock Weston's laugh, and basically we called him Smiley Man because he laughs all the time, and they called me Big Man because I'm fat. So
you gave yourself that nickname,
and then
yes.
No, he gave it to me.
Yeah,
okay, well I had no part in calling him Big
Man. And we call Easton E-Man because that's what his dad calls him. And actually, so despite what they say about my skills, I think this is 6 years of me throwing steers, and my career has had its highs and lows. I go on kicks I have seasons. I do really good for a while, then I'll pick up a bad habit somewhere.
He's won quite a few rodeos.
I do have I think my count is at 15 buckles total, or 16, something like that, mid-teens. But I have my seasons. Once in a while I'll pick up a bad habit, and it'll take me a little while to get out of it. But I heard from Tom Carney, and if you don't know him, he's Tyler Wagonsback, the multi-time world champion, his coach. Well, he did a thing at the National Little Britches Finals that I went to, that I qualified for the first year I went, which would be 2 years ago. And he said, you want to breathe because you need oxygen and you'll pass out, because some people forget to breathe and they pass out because of lack of oxygen. And he said, if you over exaggerate your breathing, it can take your mind off of what you're doing, but not in the sense of make you forget, just in the sense of some people get nervous, so it would help you relieve stress. He said, if you can't hear yourself breathe, you're not breathing loud enough. So I took it literally. I'd get in there, I'd bounce, which would get the adrenaline flowing, and I would go, and then a huge nod to start with.
And y'all feel the trailer shaking? The
camera's probably that.
Yeah, I saw it rattling. Yeah. So, but now all I do is I get in there and I just get set up and nod. I got out of that habit.
All right. So we've been coming off the horse saver, as me and Weston discussed in the last podcast. Anyway, Weston wasn't doing good. Well, actually, he was doing good. His body won't let him get low enough. If you know how to come off horse, you need to get low. And his body won't let him get down low, so PR called him Can't Get Right. And he looked at him 2 or 3 runs later after we'd been agging it on, and he said, how do I get rid of my nickname, Can't Get Right?
PR just looked at him and said, how do you get rid of your nickname, Can't Get Right? And then Mr. Clint, Case's dad, went, I don't know, maybe just get right.
Well, PR said just do good this run. And then I did, and he said almost right. It's my new nickname, okay?
And I actually talked about the horse saver. I got a pretty funny story about that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm on the horse saver, and gotta put my hat back on for this one. And I go down, and I grab a hold, and normally you just relax your legs, and the horse will pull them out, and you just set them down in your stance. Well, I'm on the thing, and Mr. PR, he sees me go down, so he gasses the four-wheeler. All I hear is, vroom. I look up, my foot hangs the left stirrup. I'm on the thing, and all of a sudden, wah, I fly forward, and I start dragging. I drag 15 feet in the ground before finally they figure out I'm dragging, and it cut up right here on my eye. I don't know if you can see it or not still.
Yeah, so the horse saver is pretty much a barrel on a trailer that you attach a saddle to, and you come off the barrel and land on like a green simulation of a steer.
He's probably gonna put a video right there, just so you know.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool, but it's usually it's safe if you do it right, but every once in a while something unpredictable happens.
Okay.
All right, so here's a funny story of mine. Me and Case let a steer out like in the alley before you load him up. All right, so all y'all need to know is pretty much a steer got out. So me and Case went to try to catch the steer, all right? So we were running at it, and I finally caught its tail in the field, all right? But since I did, I couldn't do anything with it. It was just kind of dragging me. I was going like left and right with it because you can't do much when you just have the tail. But then Case got on the head, and we actually brought it back, though. But it was pretty crazy catching a steer in the field. And we also caught some steers in the arena, though. That was kind of funny.
Did you tell that one in the last podcast about that gate?
Yeah, I did.
Y'all did? Okay, I couldn't remember or not.
Go watch the first podcast if you hadn't.
So I was heading down to my fishing lake with one of my friends, and I'm just driving, the side by side, and I just see something run to the woods. I wasn't sure if it was a fox, a coyote, or something, but there's like a little pouch right here in the seat, and I pulled out a bang bang. Sorry, I'm using YouTube words, and I just start running out into the woods, and my friend is just sitting there in the passenger seat, just like, where did he pull that thing out of, and why is he running into the woods randomly and just left to me in the side by side?
Fortnite pulled out of the back pocket.
So I did steer riding last rodeo, which y'all know if y'all watched that YouTube video about my update on shoot dogging. So anyway, I was riding this steer for my first time. I didn't have any practice, but they don't believe me. But when I was riding with it, I knew I was doing something wrong. I just didn't want to fall off. So I decided to jump off. My uncle, his uncle, both believe I got bucked off. Okay, but I'm telling you, I jumped off.
Can I tell the story about me steer riding, my experience?
Yeah.
So the steer, it kind of just walked out there, and since I'm not very coordinated, and I'm pretty clumsy in general, when it made it kind of just turned. Like, it didn't run and turn. It just kind of walked out and then just kind of stopped and cut. And I would just went like that. So the video will be playing behind us. So I don't even know if I need to say anything about it.
Well, some people are listening to the podcast that can't see the video.
Huh?
They just have their AirPods in. Some people can't see behind us.
Oh.
Okay, so one time when I was working, all right, we had a bunch of plastic pallets stacked up on a flatbed trailer, and a bunch of wood planks going across from each pallet. So we could walk across this trailer and work on something that was overhead, all right? Well, I was walking across the two pieces of wood in between two pallets, all right? And what happened was I was watching my feet, making sure I wasn't gonna fall off. And when I did, next thing I know is I'm on my knees, arms out like this, looking up. I'm like, am I thanking God I had a fast and painless death? What just happened? And I open my eyes, and I look up, and there was a motor sticking out. Apparently, I walked and hit my head on the motor, and I guess I just closed my eyes. I don't think I blacked out or anything, but I just, boom, was on my knees with my arms out, looking up.
Dang.
Makes me think of that song. I was sitting here looking up.
I've actually, before I knew them, we were at a TYRA in Halls, Tennessee, and it stormed bad enough they stopped the rodeo. Well, my cousin Dylan, he's kind of infamous at this point. We need to have him.
Crocodile Dundee. Looks like Crocodile Dundee.
We need to have him on the podcast at some point. He would be funny. Well, him and my aunt and uncle were there, and my aunt, uncle, and sister were in the trailer, but everybody else was, I almost dropped the microphone. Everybody else was under this little awning at the arena. Well, I went to go check on them. So me and him, we run back to the trailer, pop our heads in the door, just make sure they're all right. And we run back. Well, on the way back, I'm from here to Weston from a light pole. The little
Ground
I for-
cable.
ground cable. Thank you. I was near that little ground cable, and I run by it. Lightning struck a few light poles down. The current went through the light poles down through the ground cable, and I was like less than 2 feet from it, and everything went white, and all I heard was and everything went white, and I like felt the electricity. I turned around and looked at Dylan, and we just had a moment of like, oh, we're dead. We looked around, and I was like, heaven looks a lot like Hall's, and then I looked back at him, and we looked up at everybody, and we were like, oh, we're not dead. But that's the only time I ever actually thought I was dead for a few seconds.
I never knew you got nearly struck by lightning.
You haven't heard that story?
No, I have never heard this. Oh, hold on. I have a
He's
story.
told me that story.
I have a story on a farmhand. All right. He's been in a few YouTube videos. All right. So
JJ,
I
if y'all don't know. JJ, if y'all don't know. I think.
how did you know it was JJ? I didn't even know you knew him.
Well, he talks about him every other sentence, so yeah.
When have I ever talked about him?
He had a wreck one time. He left the rodeo early.
I've never heard of JJ, so I'm with y'all.
He jumped off the spillway or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Okay. He only heard about him because of my YouTube videos. But now, anyway, I was supposed to pick him up at the hay barn. All right. It's like, I don't know, a mile away from our house. So I didn't, and it was about to rain, so it just started sprinkling while he was walking, right? He started walking through one of our fields. Then he said, I wasn't there to witness this, but lightning bolt struck like 40 yards from him or so, but it was to the wood line, so he didn't feel any lightning or anything. But he said he was so scared, he didn't open any gates. He jumped over every gate. And he came to the barn, and we just look up, and we see him like panting. And we're like, what happened? He's like, I ran over here, lightning struck, and he told us that entire story. I was like, I can't believe you started walking all the way over here. He's like, I didn't walk.
So this isn't really a story. I just want to clarify this. Case and Weston are going to talk about like Weston's YouTube channel. Case is subscribed and is like Weston's #1 fan.
Mm-hmm. He should know that.
The only video
should know
I
that.
know that I've seen is the other podcast, and I only watched it because I'm on this one, and I figured if I was going to be on it, I need to know what episode 1 was. And so I'm not subscribed. I don't know any of the references to your YouTube channel.
What's that, Tan Fam?
Okay, let me dumb it down for you. My YouTube channel is called Tan Fam. The podcast is That's a Rap and a Hooey.
Called
My
Farmer's Tan. He calls his subscribers Tan Fam.
You really missed something with Tan Clan. Fam doesn't really rhyme that much.
Fam?
Tan
Tan.
Clan. The Tan Clan. That would have
Well,
been better.
fam is like slang for family.
Yeah, but it doesn't rhyme.
Slime. You hear it? Slime.
As for now, it's Tan Fam.
Okay.
I'll try to change it. Just kidding.
You
I
have
really
no
don't care.
authority over my. No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, I was in the last podcast because one of the clips you played in the background was like I was like in like the middle of the shot for like half a second.
I know. I was there too. I had my hands in my pocket. Had my Wrangler pearl snap untucked. Yep.
I've been in a bunch of videos in the background, so if I look familiar, that's why. Should I tell them about the fish?
The what?
The fish.
The face.
Face.
Yeah. Wait, you still have that thing?
Yeah. So, one thing about me that we could have gone over in the beginning, but I didn't really think about it, is one of my hobbies other than rodeo is woodworking. And a few rodeos ago, I made this. And I'm gonna try to hold it close to the camera. This little fish. I'm still not that good at wood carving, but I made this little fish. Can I like stand up and get it closer to the camera? Or
Yeah, but they can see it fine.
Oh, they can see it from here. Okay, I'm not good with technology. I don't know how this works. And I made this little fish. And Case, he calls it
His face.
my fish. Well, Case has actually seen it ever since it was a block of wood that he called the doorstop. So now it's a fish and it's complete, and I keep it in my pocket as my little good luck charm.
Huh. That's a wrap.
And a hooey.
Subscribe for more.
Yeah, boy, cowboy.